I don't know how many of you actually followed the specifics of this. Obviously, I am friendly with Alex. He's been on my show a couple of times. I've been on his show. I think he's a great entertainer. I think he's a great investigative journalist. Does he get it right every single time? No, nobody does. But I think that, leave a like on this video. Give this video a share if you agree with this. I think it's pretty plain to see for anybody that he is being held to a standard that nobody else is. 12 years ago, there was an incident that happened in which he suggested that maybe it didn't really happen, essentially, okay? Some of his fans went to those affected by that incident and gave him a hard time on the internet. For that crime, he was ordered to pay $1.5 billion. Now, was he the guy that perpetrated the event? No. Was he the guy that did any of it? No. All he did was get a story wrong. And it is my opinion that whoever they are, right, the powers that be, seized this opportunity to bankrupt him. And now he's being forced to sell the show in order to pay debt to parents whom he never did anything to. He never had. I mean, imagine all the things that, let's say, all the news agencies that said Kyle crossed state lines, things they knew were false. None of them had to pay $1.5 billion. All the lies that they tell every day about Donald Trump, they're not, all the news agencies that covered Russia and the P tapes and this and that, all this stuff that we now know is wrong, or all this stuff about, distancing from each other, right? All of these news agencies, not one of them got shut down, but Alex did. And as of yesterday afternoon, Alex has now been forced essentially to agree to sell off Infowars to pay back the $1.5 billion in debt to the families. Now, this may sound callous. Obviously, what happened to those families and their kids, terrible. Two things can be true at once. That was terrible, but also Alex didn't do that. Nobody he knew did that. He wasn't around. He didn't tell anyone to do that. He had nothing to do with it. He reported inaccurately, as the media has said, that it was like a fake event and never happened. Okay, that's what he did. Something that the mainstream media does every single day. And they're not suing the guy that did it. The guy that took their families away from them, took them away from their families. He's not getting sued for $1 billion. Alex is. You mean to tell me? I think even the most skeptic person out there could look what they're doing to Alex. Look what they did to Steve Bannon. Look what they're doing to Trump. This is a corrupt Department of Justice that is not trying to take everything wrong from Alex for what he got wrong. Take everything away for something he got wrong, in my opinion. In my opinion, they are doing this to him for the many things that he has gotten correct over the years. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm not in the room with these individuals. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I guess Alex isn't. But now would probably be a good time to remind people it's election year. Things are tightening up. If you haven't yet, consider, at least for your live streaming needs, download Rumble and follow The Quartering and follow Alex on there and follow all your favorite shows. I stream Monday through Friday at 5:30 Eastern. I won't be live today because it's my 16th wedding anniversary. But if you want to get me an anniversary gift, download the Rumble app and follow me on there and follow your favorite creators and at least watch our live streams. I'll be live on Saturday, actually, in the afternoon with kind of a special Saturday stream. So I hope that you'll tune in for that. He has now moved, Alex has been forced to move to liquidate his personal assets in order to pay the $1.5 billion that he owes families who say they were harassed by his followers who believe lies that he said. So let's say he lied, okay, or he got it wrong. It wasn't him that did the harassing even. It was other people. So it wasn't the people leaving the mean comments on their Facebook pages. It wasn't the guy that took their kids away. It was the guy who reported on it. He asked the judge to convert his bankruptcy to Chapter 7 liquidation, relinquishing his desperate effort to save Infowars from his from whatever. I'm not gonna. This is on the Daily Beast, so I'm not gonna cover. I'm not going to add their editorialization, which is, these people are all dancing on his grave. Jones's attorneys affirmed on Thursday in a court filing that there are no reasonable prospect of a successful reorganization. Avi Moshenberg, the lawyer representing the families, told CNN that the liquidation move ultimately means Jones's ownership in free speech systems is going to be sold, ending Jones's hold over the entire empire that he's held for decades. I mean, I just don't understand how $1.5 billion brings your kids back. I'm curious. I'm curious how many of these families really wanted to go along with this, really felt like, hey, this is something I need to do. I don't know. I can't imagine what it's like to be in that situation, but I'm pretty sure I'd be more mad at the guy that actually did it, or the police that didn't respond fast enough, or the people who are posting stuff on my Facebooks, not like the news agency. It's just so weird. You see Chase Geiser, right, and they aren't shutting us down because we got anything wrong. They're shutting us down because everything we got right. You see here, Sean Fitzgerald, one of the shortest guys I've ever met, wrote a default judgment. We saw millions awarded to people never even named by Alex. They claimed he was responsible for random people's actions and is now forcing him off air, which was the stated goal of the attorney. Allegedly, this wasn't politically motivated. Of course. Of course, that was the goal. The goal was to silence him. Now, from what I understand about the way you can structure businesses and things like this, I suspect Alex will continue. He will reorganize. The company will go bankrupt. It will be called something else. Or maybe someone will actually buy it and, Alex will be an employee or something like that. All this kind of stuff. It's wild to me. It's wild to me. You see, I'm no fan of Alex, but there sure seems like other people have done worse and got less punishment. Well, yeah, of course. You see George writing, he has agreed to sell off his assets to pay off the families. This means Infowars and all the things he owns will now be sold to the highest bidder. This has nothing to do with the event. It's all about punishing him for awakening the masses to what it leads to behind closed doors. I don't disagree with that. 5 months before the election, you get rid of Bannon and you get rid of Alex. Do you think that that's a coincidence? Maybe it is. I can't say it isn't for a fact. I don't want them to take everything away from me. I can't say that for a fact, but I mean, it sure seems very odd to me. Now, what amount of money that they're going to be able to get from him, I don't know. Certainly, you can see he just went live. Now, obviously, he says we are only months away. He's got special guests. He's having his emergency broadcast. It's wild. The timing of it is what's so bizarre to me, right? 5 months before the election. 5 months before the election, they finally forced him into a position where he can no longer fight this in court anymore. He can no longer stave off the vultures at his door. Do I think, here's the rub of it. What's going to happen to Infowars? What's going to happen to Alex? Well, my guess is the show will go on. Probably in, a different studio. I think the work that Alex does could be done from his home, could be done from a home studio. The work is important. The message is important. Will they shut him down on the radio? Will they shut him down? Will they seize his YouTube channels? Will they seize his Rumble channel? I don't know, because it's all probably owned. Now, if he creates, some people might say, well, he could just create another channel and everyone will just subscribe to that. Yeah, I think that that's true. And that's why free speech platforms like Rumble are so important. Download the app. Follow the quartering on there. Tune into my live stream. Tune into Alex. If your favorite content creators aren't supporting the platform, ask them why. I would never ask people to just quit all other platforms. I think people should be on every platform imaginable. But what I would ask my fellow creators is, to support platforms that will at least try to fight for free speech and try to fight for you, and certainly, I don't know if this means they're going to take his Twitter channel away. It's difficult to know where the future of Alex's show will go, but I will tell you this much, with this, 100% 10 toes on the line. I stand with Alex. I will do whatever I can to help him. I will happily platform him anytime he wants. Anytime he wants to come on my show, I'm happy to do it. Anytime he wants to sell a book, I'm happy to promote it. Anytime he wants to talk about anything, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to put him on my show. I'm happy to help him share his message. I'm happy to help him get people to support him. I'm happy to do whatever it takes. I don't support the things that he said way back in 2012, okay? He has apologized for that. It's 12 years later, and 5 months before the election, they're taking him off the air. You can't tell me that this isn't on purpose. You can't tell me that this isn't lawfare. It's what I believe. I'm not saying it's a fact. It's just what I believe. And I think a lot of other people believe it too, and it's absolutely absurd. He has my sword. Whatever you need, Alex, or anyone else over. You got Owen there, Chase, anybody else I've worked with there. There's lots of people behind the scenes too. If I don't know what's going to happen to everyone's jobs, but if you need help finding new jobs, or maybe I can even give some people jobs, I'll help out in whatever way I possibly can. Just keep me in the loop with whatever you need. Obviously, I'll reach out to Alex later today. I'm sure he's getting lots of messages, but I will do that. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure you download Rumble, you follow the quartering, you follow Alex, you follow everyone else, and consider giving us your eyes for at least the live streams. And I think that would be a great move. I hope you were informed by this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.